With there being quite a bit of time between the ending of the Karate Kid film saga and the first episode of Cobra Kai, there's certainly a lot of stories to tell. And one I want to talk about is the connection between Sam and Mr. Miyagi, and how they could have been so close to each other, and what role Mr. Miyagi could have played in her life. So welcome back to MovieBot. Let's talk about the connection between Mr. Miyagi and Sam. There's no secret that there's many connections from Cobra Kai to its source material, which is the Karate Kid movies, but sometimes these connections aren't as clear cut as they seem to be. But with that being said, let's talk about the connection between Samantha and Mr. Miyagi, and I've already broken down the season 3 trailer, Ali's potential return, and how Daniel and Johnny could team up to bring down Cobra Kai, so I'll leave the links to those videos down below. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see more Cobra Kai videos like this, then remember to smash the subscribe button. But let's talk about the connection between Sam and Mr. Miyagi, because there's quite a bit of time between the end of the Karate Kid film saga to the first episode of Cobra Kai. And when we come to Cobra Kai, with Sam being in high school, there's a lot of background stories that we still don't know about. Not just with Sam, but Mr. Miyagi as well, and what his role could have been just before his death, and what his role was, not in just Daniel's life, but in Samantha's life as well. So let's talk about Mr. Miyagi's death, because the date that was shown on Mr. Miyagi's tombstone in Cobra Kai reads that he passed away on November the 15th, 2011, but he actually passed away in real life on November 24th, 2005. So why did they change the date with a 6-year difference? Now the showrunners could have changed the date for a specific storyline reason, because Mr. Miyagi wasn't just important to Daniel, I think he was important to his whole family, including Samantha, because by shifting the date to 2011, it means Mr. Miyagi would have still been alive to get to know Samantha and maybe even teach Samantha a few lessons, and this is the reason why they could have shifted the date from 2005 to 2011. In Cobra Kai, we hear that Samantha used to love karate as a child and she couldn't get enough of it, but as time went on she suddenly stopped, and we don't know what the exact reason as to why she stopped, and she stopped training at the age of 8, and this would have been around 2 years before Mr. Miyagi's death. So could she have taught Sam to fight? And if Mr. Miyagi played an important role in teaching or helping Sam to learn karate, could the death of Mr. Miyagi have been the reason why Samantha stopped training? Because there is definitely a reason as to why they changed the date for Mr. Miyagi's death. So if they really want to draw connections from the Karate Kid to Cobra Kai, this is the way they can do it, with Sam being really close to Mr. Miyagi, because there's no doubt that Mr. Miyagi was a big part of Daniel's life in the original Karate Kid saga, and he would have continued to be. But I definitely think Mr. Miyagi would have had some role to play for the Larussos in more ways than one. So let's just talk about Sam in the present day now, because the last we saw her, she was badly hurt by Tory in the showdown at the school between Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do, and with her mom saying there's no more karate and no more Miyagi-Do, it's tough to see where she goes from here, because there's going to be a lot of healing in the first part of season 3, because the teaser we got for season 3, it seems like Samantha is still injured, and not just physically, she's going to be hurting mentally as well, especially with what happened to Miguel and with Robbie being in juvenile prison now. So not only has she lost Miguel, but she's also lost Robbie, and can we really say that Samantha is the victim here? Because let's talk about the other side to Samantha, because some would say she is actually the villain. Not only was she part of the hit and run on Johnny's old car, she really seems to like the bad boys on the show, started dating Miguel only after he saved her from a fight that she instigated, and whether intentional or not, she started dating Robbie behind Miguel's back, albeit Miguel was acting like a bit of a douche. But I would say Samantha, she could have handled the situation a little better than she did. And I spoke about how she loves dating the bad boys, and Robbie was just this, well before he joined Miyagi-Do anyway. And let's not forget about how Samantha ditching her old best friend when she became Miss Popular with the cool kids at school, only after she had a bust up with her friends, she tried to become friends again with Aisha. And well, let's just say Samantha, she comes across like she's very jealous that Tory and Miguel are now dating, even though that she's with Robbie. It was evident when her and Robbie went skating where Tory works, and this is where she got into a bust up with Tory after beating Tory in the drinking game. She went and kissed Miguel as well, which Tory witnessed, and after becoming so drunk at the party, instead of going home, Robbie took Samantha to Johnny's place where they crashed for the night, which led to a fight between Daniel and Johnny. So is Samantha really this innocent girl, or is she actually the victim in this scenario between her and Tory? And just because Tory is a Cobra Kai, it doesn't necessarily make her the bad one. So let me know your thoughts on this one. Is Samantha actually the villain, or is Tory the villain? And let me know your thoughts with the producers changing the date of Mr. Miyagi's death to actually coincide with him spending more time with the Larussos, because no doubt he would have spent a lot more time with Daniel and his family, and I feel like he would have had a special bond with Samantha too as a kid, and I definitely think that he could have taught her a few karate lessons when she was young. So let me know your thoughts on the connection between Sam and Mr. Miyagi as well. And Cobra Kai season 3 is just around the corner with only 2 months to go. So if you're new to the channel and you want to see more videos like this on Cobra Kai, then remember to smash the subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.